All right, it is time to make our sunflower star quilt block. I'm changing this center square for a charcoal that has kind of like a combination of these two colors in it, but I'm keeping a light background. So we're going to pull this out of the way. Now you can see I have everything labeled. Our first step, we're going to do the stitch and flip method. So we're going to take our D squares. We're going to place one on each corner. Don't forget to draw the diagonal line on the back. From corner to corner, you're going to draw one diagonal line. Then you're going to trim away the excess, press, follow the pressing arrows in the PDF, and then we're going to start on this. And this is the fun part, and I promise you, this is incredibly easy. All right, I'm going to get these done, and I'll be right back. So I have my centerpiece done. I'm going to move it over here with the corners, which are the A's. So now we're going to work on just this. And just the way you see this laid out, that's the way we're going to piece them. Now, before you begin to sew them, lay them out. All right, so your F triangles are going to attach to your red B triangles, or whatever color you have going to the left. The triangles on this side, they're going to sew together. We're just sewing them just like you would a quarter square triangle, also known as an hourglass. So we're going to go right sides together. You're going to take the corner of the triangle and you're going to match it to this corner. Right sides together. Line up, and we're going to sew right down here. You can sew all the way down if you want, so you can chain piece them. That is fine. All right, I'm going to get mine done, and then after that, I'm going to sew these two together. And again, we're going to go corner to corner, and you're going to sew right down that right there. And then we're going to join them. It's that easy. All right, I'll meet you back here in a moment. So you can definitely see the difference in size. Now the next step is very easy. We're going to go right sides together and you're going to line this seam to that seam. Now this is where you need to be precise. Yes, they are lined up. Okay, and then I'm going to put a clip over here to hold that triangle in. And put a one over here, because here's the little one right here. So for this side right here, again, you can chain piece these and keep on sewing because you are going to trim to size. But just as a reminder, I'm going to put that one right there where that triangle tip is, where it ends, so I know. Because if you don't want to chain piece, you can just stop sewing there. All right, let's get these sewn. So as a tip, and see how they're lined up right here, when I removed this final clip from down here, the small triangle decided to move. So at that point, I grabbed my tweezers and I reached underneath and I held it so that it was still lined up until it got completely under the presser foot. Just a little tip for you. All right, now we're going to press and then we'll trim them all to size. So I'm going to go ahead and get these done and I'll be right back. Now it's time to trim them. Notice how the little triangle legs are coming out from underneath. So I have my ruler placed on the height of the unit. I have that number out here and oh, I just moved it. There we go. And then I'm just going to trim off this excess. Now, if you need a little more wiggle room, because there really isn't a lot of wiggle room in these, for the size that you cut these from the pattern, I would add a 1/4 inch. Add a 1/4 inch to these. I would leave this one as it is. But if you need, you can change it, but that might change the way that it lines up with this unit. So leave this one, the shorter one, as is, and you can add a 1/4 inch to the size of the square for these. right, let's get these trimmed down. And then the next step is putting this all together. And it's incredibly easy. So now we're going to lay the block out. We're going to begin with the center. We're going to lay our star points up against it. See how quick and easy this went together? And it's such a cool block. All right, I'm going to pull mine together and it'll be done. I'll be right back. So after I sewed this one, which is the center, I noticed, and pull this back, I noticed that this one right here was not lining up. And so the trick is, look at your seam allowance. I went really narrow. You can see it right here. I went really narrow. So I just sewed a correct 1/4 inch seam allowance. And now, look, they lined up. And so it fits right here in place. Just a little tip to help you out. So there you have it, the Sunflower Star quilt block. Now, I want to remind you, when these right here don't line up, flip it to the back and check your seam allowance. If you got narrow where it's crossing over in these intersections right here, that's when it won't line up. All right, there you go. You can find the pattern on my website, nancymcnallyquilts.com, and do a search for Sunflower Star quilt block. Thank you for joining me today. And if you like my tutorials, you could please subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter when you're on my website. Have a wonderful day.